Hi and welcome to the Trading Bell. Now today we have quite a successful story to speak about. I'm talking about TransCentury Group, an institution that has turned around, and we have the conversation right here with the CEO, the group CEO, Nganga and Njiinu, to help us understand what are they doing good and what's in the future. But first, let's take a look at his profile and then get started.
Nganga and Njiinu has over 20 years experience in investments, strategy implementation and operations. Since joining TransCentury Group in 2008, Njiinu has held various leadership roles in corporate finance, portfolio management, business development, as well as originating and developing opportunities in the infrastructure space. In addition, Njiinu has had deep experience in developing infrastructure projects in the areas of mining, energy, rail and roads. Since taking up the role of CEO in 2016, Njiinu has led the group through an extensive restructure that has led to the reduction of debt by 55 million USD and the restructure of the 52 million debt, in addition to a group-wide organization redesign reflecting group's strategic direction. Under his leadership, the group has attracted over 50 million USD of additional funds into the business and successfully exited infrastructure project and portfolio investments. Prior to joining TransCentury, Njiinu worked for Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage in the USA for 7 years, where he oversaw strategic initiatives, financial planning and analysis, as well as evaluation and integration of acquisitions. He holds an MBA in Finance and Investment Management from the University of Dallas, Texas, and a Bachelor of Science in International Business from the USIU.
So Nganga and Njiinu, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
I'm certain that this is the first inaugural one with you, and much appreciation. But I would like, for the sake of our viewers, to just quickly mention, because we have called this TransCentury Group, how many companies or which are the companies under TransCentury, if you don't mind?
Yeah, thank you. So the way TransCentury is set up as a platform. So we purely invest in infrastructure, an infrastructure investment business. Yeah. So we can either own infrastructure directly, or we can work within infrastructure by supplying products through businesses that we own, constructing infrastructure, and the other vertical is managing, maintaining and operating infrastructure. So some of our key businesses you're going to see is the East African Cables Group, that is Kenya and Tanzania. There is Tanalek, there is AA, and then there is Transformco in Zambia. Okay. So that's our current holding.
Okay. Yeah. Quite an array there.
Sure.
And I'm sure you have a regional view then, because I've heard you mention Zambia and many other places.
Yes, yeah.
But the successful story is on your latest announcements, and we saw a quick turnaround. You're coming from a place where you are quite on the reds, and now we are talking positive because you return a profit of 580 billion, right? That is in your financial year 2024.
That is correct, yeah.
I just wanted to understand what are some of the decisions and the difficult decisions you've had to make to get to this, and the movers of these profits?
All right. Yeah. So if you look across our profit and loss, you see the drivers of this solid performance will be that consistent revenue growth over the years, about 50% in the last few years. You're looking at improved margins, profit margins, especially the gross margins. And then below the gross margins, you're going to see just that disciplined execution containing our costs, improved balance sheet. So we're reducing our provisions, remarkably. And then you're also going to see the effects of better foreign exchange management, which is really broken into two. If you look at unrealized, which is the revaluation of forex denominated liabilities, we've done a lot of work there to take a position which has really rewarded us. Then in terms of realized, which is really an aspect of procurement in dollars and how much you sell. So from contracting to fulfilling your contracts, we've been able to manage very well and hedge very well. So that's why you saw a profit gain. But across the last few years we've had to do extensive restructuring of our businesses. Cost rationalization, realigning how the businesses work, and making some decisions around both the leadership and culture to be able to support our turnaround.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a quick question on that. What's the size of your employee, on average, if not exact, that you have under the entire group?
Yeah, right now it's going to be around or under 400.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Quite a number.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this turnaround strategy, which also happened during a period of adverse lender actions, because we have seen the notices, we have seen the things that have been happening around, and I don't know how you're handling that. So can you elaborate more on these actions and how you've had to navigate these challenges?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so I know it's been in the media. One of our lenders took the decision to accelerate some actions to recover some of the loans that are due. Absolutely. We are working very hard to make sure that this is resolved amicably. It's a great business. I think part of it is what you have seen as profit. Now that you're talking about some positive multiples, that helps in our conversations. There's a lot of work that has gone into it, and we hope to resolve this as soon as possible because it was quite disruptive to the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's zoom in then back to the results and really wish you well in terms of this whole period that you're about to face with the courts. Let's talk Matters profit. Rose by 27%, as you have alluded, in terms of growth, but you also recorded exchange gains of over 1.2 billion. Quite remarkable. I wanted to ask about how sustainable these gains are, because definitely your investors are more concerned about how can we have consistent returns on the go, and what extent did currency management strategies contribute to the bottom line?
Right.
Yeah.
So when it comes to gross margins, you're going to see that we moved from about 28 to 34%. So improved our gross profit by 27%. The initiatives there are focused on high margin products, and you're going to see better execution, especially on the production side, and more efficient management of projects. So these are initiatives that we shall retain. Sustainable. Okay. They've gotten us to a profit where we have profit level, so that's good. And we have built this into how we operate.
Okay.
I mean, there's going to be decisions in the future that we need to make, but for now, I can tell you that it's on the back of initiatives that are sustainable. For currency, we are always looking at currency management. I mean, some areas we sell in dollars, some places we procure in dollars. So it's just creating that natural hedge, and also ensuring where we have dollar or forex denominated debt, we make the right decision on which side to stay at. Whether it is to convert or to hold. Okay. And we continue to get value out of that. And our teams are actively looking into the future to see which position should we hold.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just zooming in a little locally here in Kenya, where you also operate largely. I think I remember speaking to one of your CEOs at the East Africa Cables, and one of the key challenges was cheap imports coming in left, right, and center, which can also pose as a challenge to the local manufacturing. Why I'm painting this picture to ask you, when you look at all the companies that you are operating as a group, are you about to make some tough decisions? Because we're in a changing environment, definitely, where the world is becoming a village where now people can cross trade at all. Are you thinking maybe strategically of probably either adding more companies or even probably closing some? That's up to you.
So we are an investment business, and we look forward to adding businesses in our stable, and that's something we are open to doing as we grow our businesses. But our current holding is a mix of businesses that is put together intentionally to be the way it is.
Okay.
We've got AEA that constructs infrastructure, and then you've got ESC and Tanalek that supply products into infrastructure.
Right. Okay.
They all can expand their scope up the value chain, whether it is addition of new products or going down to other sectors of infrastructure. So we are kind of excited about the future of our businesses. When it comes to making tough decisions, that we've already done in the last couple of years as we restructured out some of the businesses that were not meeting our return expectations. We're probably asking for just a bit too much capital and attention than we could be able to provide during that restructure period. So we are happy with the businesses we have. Okay. The future is great as we see it. We just need to sort out one or two things in terms of capitalization.
You just reminded me of Tanalek, and I had the privilege of going down there.
Yes.
Impressive work.
Fantastic business.
I mean, we had a conversation with the chief, and it was amazing what they are doing.
It's a great business.
And even supplying down there all the way to Zambia, I believe.
Exactly.
Quick question: how is it doing now? You're the man.
No, the business is doing great.
Okay.
I mean, I think spreading all the way down to Mozambique and into DRC, going up again in the value chain to bigger transformers that no one else can make within the region. So we are excited about their innovation and diversification.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on a little bit more now to the fact that we are celebrating the return to profitability. And one of the key things I noticed when you released the results and even the presser, the auditor raised concerns about the going concern on risks and citing breached loan covenants and liabilities exceeding assets. How are you addressing these red flags? Because everybody wants to know that we are well catered for.